computer on you.
Thanks for that.
Hey guys.
Hello. Oh, yes. Or is he? Was he gonna play the
Anton,
video?
were you doing the video, or did you want me to start the video?
If you can, that would be great, because then that way you can just kind of do all the timing.
Yeah. When did you want to do? When were we doing that?
I figured we would do the one sheet first, the video, and then the
Q&A
sample.
or the sample report. Okay.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, so your two things are down here.
PDFs, and then the videos to the right of it.
It's gonna be in there, yeah.
Cool.
Sit down.
You might want to change your name.
Oh, what's my name?
It's showing Paige Florence.
Oh, it's not me. How do you change that? How do you change that?
Let's see.
I don't know.
Oh.
So on your video, if you hover over yourself, there should be like an unmute button and the three dots.
I got you.
Yep, and then under the three dots, you can
Rename. Not me.
Are you all right?
I'm good.
I love you.
Sure.
All right, it's 11:30. We have 9 participants. I think might be a little lower than last week, or sorry, 2 weeks ago. I think people might want to go on vacation a little early, but
Yeah, me too. Let's go.
absolutely. Legend, Connie, are you there?
I'm Christy. Yeah. Yeah.
Should we?
Hello.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, we can start now, or if you want, with some minutes, more people coming.
It's up to you, really. If you want to, let's maybe wait about 2 minutes and see if anybody wants to join.
Okay.
And then that way we can get started. I know this is being recorded, so you can always share it with your team. All right, I put my information in the chat. I'll do it again just in case.
Yes, we saw it. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, let's begin, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Connie, for inviting myself and Walter here. We are going to be doing your roof inspection training today with HomeGuard Incorporated. My name is Anton Nguyen. I am the account manager for your area. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, do raise your hand. I'll try to facilitate as much as possible. But HomeGuard is the #1 #1 home inspection company in California. We are expanding to SoCal. We have done over 700,000 inspections with our ASHI certified inspectors. If you have any questions, comments, concerns regarding your inspections, if you need to place an order, I put my information in the chat. And with that, I'll let Walter take over. But yeah, Walter is going to be running the roof inspection training today. I'll pass it right on over to him. Thank you, Walter.
Righty, how's everybody doing today? Okay, so basically, my name is Walter. I am a general manager here at HomeGuard. I'm a licensed termite inspector, ASHI certified home inspector. I'm also accredited roof inspector as well. I'm still the only one in the company that can do all three. So, but we're here to talk about roof. So basically, with roof inspections, as you may or may not know, the main reason we do the roof inspection is because the lender that for the buyer requires a warranty on the roof for a certain period of time. And as a roof company that does inspections for this, basically what we're looking for is we're looking to be able to issue a warranty on that roof to say that it's not going to leak for that period of time. And with that, so when we do our inspections, that's what we're looking for. We're looking to see if we can warranty this roof for that amount of time. And when we do that, we're looking for any defects in the roof that could possibly be an area where the roof is going to leak, which is something that would need to be fixed in order for us to warranty the roof. And this is pretty common throughout the industry. This is an industry standard. This is how roof companies do that. They want to be able to say that roof's not going to leak, but they need to fix the areas that are susceptible to leaking. I will have an attachment that we'll go over and I'll share with everybody. Let me see if I could pull that up now. That's the report. And that one there. Okay. Okay, so I have a couple things here. This is the actual roof report itself, and we'll go over that in a little bit. But first, we're going to go over a little bit of information. And Anton, you can see that, correct?
That's correct. We do see it.
Very good. Okay. So Anton may stop me from time to time. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask, but we'll also do a Q&A towards the end as well. So, so we're going to go over the basic information on here. Obviously roof inspection information. I know we've done home inspections. Ones in the past have gone really long, but home inspections cover a lot more than what the roof does. It's just roof itself, so it won't take nearly as long as the home inspection course did. So, so roof inspection information. We have scope of inspections. So we inspect all readily accessible roof components, including flashing. We do not inspect internal components, such as underlayment, fasteners, or other inaccessible components for performance or condition. So what that means is we are literally just looking at the roof covering itself and any flashing that pertains to the roof covering. So that means we're not inspecting any of the plywood underneath or any of the framing components. That's more of a termite inspection or a home inspection. These inspections just pertain to the roof covering itself. So, and that's what we're looking for, to make sure that that roof is not going to leak for X amount of time. We do a visual inspection of the roof covering from the roof. We do not inspect any wood members or structure components, which we just went over. We do a visual inspection of the roof covering from the roof. So if we're able to get on the roof, and there's a few reasons why we can't, and we'll go over that, but we will walk the roof, and that way we have an up close visual of the roof. And then we can get in detail on what's going on with roof defects and stuff like that. And we do not inspect any wood members. We just went over that part of it. General surface observation descriptions, the type of roof, wear characteristics, life expectancy, overall quality of workmanship, conformance to manufacturer specs, and overall quality of roof. This is all the types of things you will find on a typical roof inspection report. A lot of companies, every company does it a little different. But specific to HomeGuard, we have all that stuff broken down separately from your issues with the roof and the photos that pertain to the roof report itself. So,
hey, Walter?
Yeah.
Can you unshare the report and share that one sheet?
Oh, is the report showing too?
It is the only thing that's showing.
Oh, a report is interesting. Okay. Let's see here. Is that one better?
No, I think you would have to unshare first and then reshare.
New share. Okay, unshare. Where is the unshare?
So go to the share screen and then unshare.
Oh, gotcha. This is all new to me with this. I'm used to doing these in person, so. Okay.
If you want, I can share it.
Okay. I'm trying to get this back to full screen.
I've shared mine, so you can continue on.
There you go. Okay, so we went over the first two sections, scope of inspections and general surface observations. And as long as everybody can see that, and have any questions, we can go over that. The next section is findings. Any condition that make it possible for us to ensure the reasonable performance of the roof are listed here. Most cases, we provide the necessary recommendations along with bids to correct noted conditions as needed to issue a 1-year watertight condition. Most of our reports include a 1-year watertight warranty when the repairs are completed, which are included in that warranty is included with the repairs. So, and most lenders, that's what they're requiring. They're requiring a 1-year watertight. Some are 2, some are 3. But as far as the recommendations themselves, it varies from all different types of roof covering, different types of repairs. So each different roof covering requires different types of repairs. So watertight certifications. Upon completion of our repairs, we inspect 1- and 2-story single and multi-family residences, including mobile homes. Condo, townhomes inspections are limited to the roof area directly over the unit. So most condos and townhouses, they have their own company that they use, the HOAs use for any repairs that have to do with the exterior of the unit. So we don't do a whole lot of inspections on townhomes, but it does come from time to time, and we do issue repairs on that. But a lot of the times it has to do with the HOA deals with all that stuff. So next section is inspection. We inspect and service the following roof systems. Excuse me. Inspected and serviced: asphalt shingle, wood shake and shingle, concrete tile, clay tile, metal tile, which is a case-by-case scenario. Modified bitumen, which has a limited warranty, and tar gravel, which has a limited warranty. And then we inspect only the foam roofs, TPO, and fiber cement. Asphalt shingles, those are the most common ones, where basically that it's just a composition shingle that's a composite of tar and other materials, and it's usually a flatter looking type of roof. But the pitch for that has to be at least a 4 and 12, which means for every 12 inches of length, it has to rise 4 inches. So anything less than that, that type of material is not designed for it. So time you'll see that somebody installed that kind of roof over at an improper time and an improper slope. So most of the time that requires a new roof. But wood shake isn't as common anymore. A lot of people are steering away from that because it's not, practical anymore. But a lot of the older homes, you'll see wood shake. I haven't seen a new wood shake roof in probably 10, 15 years. So we don't see those very often anymore.
So is that wood shake because of fire hazard?
It is a fire hazard, but it's just not practical to install them anymore. They don't last as long as other types of roofs. So, and the installation on those gets costly now because of wood. But so there's a number of different reasons they don't use it anymore. For example, in Southern California, San Diego, that county, it's illegal to install those roofs now for fire reasons. So we don't see those down there at all. Same thing with the shingle roofs, the wood shingle roof, it's the same scenario. Concrete tiles, pretty common and more common more and more common these days. A lot of these newer houses that are installed have concrete tile roofs, and it is literally just a concrete that was formed in a factory and made to lay on the roof in a certain way. Clay tiles, very similar, but it's more of like the Spanish tile you'll see on some of those roofs or some of those houses. Each of those have their own unique issues, but we'll go into some of those a little bit later. Metal tile is, they have them, they're not as common anymore. They were really big in the 80s and 90s, where they would just literally put this roof right on top of like an old wood shake roof. And it's constructed a little bit different, but if you ever had any issues with it, it's a lot more difficult to do repairs on those, which is why it's a case by case on that type of roof as far as repairs are concerned. Modified bitumen, that is a type of roof that is a rolled roofing, and it's meant for like low slope. So like we're talking about the 4 and 12 pitch. These are designed for the ones that are lower slopes, where it's like either a flat roof or just over a flat roof. This is designed to be torched down. They literally take a torch and heat the back of it and adhere that to the plywood on top of the roof. Tar and gravel, they are steering away from these now just because they're so expensive to maintain. It is literally what it is in the name. It's tar that they put on the roof, and they throw gravel on it to protect the tar. And this is designed for more flat roofs as well. But like I said, they're kind of steering away from those two just because they're so expensive to maintain. Inspected only foam, TPO and fiber cement. Foam roofs are becoming more modern, but you mainly see them in high-end houses or commercial buildings. Foam roof is exactly that. It's a spray foam they put on the roof, and they put a sealant over the top of it. And with those, if you ever have any issues underneath or any leaks, it's very hard to repair those types of roofs. So we will inspect them, but we don't do any repairs on those. TPO is basically a plastic sheet that goes over the roof. Those are more common in commercial buildings as well, where there's, again, a flat roof. Same thing with the foam. They're really difficult to repair. So we will inspect them, but we don't do any repairs on them. Fiber cement is like a concrete tile, but is a fibrous board. And those ones, they're discontinued, for lack of a better term, nowadays. So they don't even install them really anymore. They just didn't last. They broke. You went through a whole mess of trouble trying to get these repaired. So definitely keep an eye out for fiber cement roofs if you're looking for a home or something like that. Limited inspections performed from drone, ladder, or the ground. In some instances, there's the roof is too steep in order for our inspectors to get on the roof, or it's too high off the ground to reach from a ladder. So with Home Guard, all of our roof inspectors and home inspectors have drones that they would use to inspect these roofs, so we can get a good idea of what's going on. It is a limited inspection because obviously we can't see as much detail as if we were up close and personal with the roof, but we do repairs off of those as well. And the repairs are usually limited to or the warranty is usually just limited to the repairs that we do. If it is a repair that we can even get on the roof for. Same thing with doing the inspections from a ladder. If the roof is steep, or if it's a really sensitive roof, like a lightweight tile, where if you touch it too hard, it'll break. So we try to do as least invasive as possible on those types of roof. Cal shake, Semwood, a little bit, there you go. Lightweight concrete tiles, Permatech, roof slopes greater than 6 and 12, roofs unreachable with standard 2-story ladders. So those are the list of types of roof that we would do a limited inspection on, the ladder or the drone inspection. We do not inspect the following roof systems at all: copper, aluminum, corrugated steel, slate, corrugated fiberglass, rubber, deck coatings, which are on patios. So a lot of times these decks that are over like living space or a garage, you'll have a deck coating on there, and that's not something we inspect as far as the roof is concerned. Copper roofs aren't very common. Aluminum roofs aren't very common. Those are actually metal sheets that are integrated into each other that you would need a specialist for those types of roofs. So any other exclusions, bid for re-roofing, and any inspections that requires the use of safety equipment. So we don't do re-roofs as far as HomeGuard is concerned. All we do is repairs based off of our inspection. So a lot of customers will see in their report that the roof is so bad that the inspector is recommending to have a new roof installed. Normally we'll recommend to have the customer contact a roofing specialist that can do re-roofs, because that's not something that HomeGuard does. And that's the basis of the roof inspection report itself. You'll see what type of roof it is, how long it's going to last, how old it is, the pitch of the roof. All of that will be mentioned in the description of the report, and we'll show you when we get to the report section of all of this. The diagram there, if you want to scroll back up, this is your basic components of the roof, from the framing up, so, or roof covering down, if you want to look at it that way. It does mention the chimney on there. It shows the chimney flashing, and it shows gutters as well. With the roof inspections, we don't normally inspect the actual chimney or the gutters. It's just the roof covering itself, and we'll inspect the flashing that the roof, where it ties, the roof ties into the chimney, but we won't inspect the roof or the chimney itself. There's separate chimney inspectors for the chimney, where they'll go in, they'll clean the chimney, and they'll give a detailed inspection of the chimney. So,
Hey, Walter?
Yeah.
Question in the chat, and I think it's a really good one. How do we deal with roofs that have solar panels?
Solar panels, we can only see, obviously we can't see underneath the solar panels because it's attached to the roof and so low to the roof. So basically with those, what we do is we do a limited inspection to the areas that we can see. Occasionally we'll have a situation where we see that there's an issue with the roof covering and it tends to go underneath the solar panel, in which case we'll recommend having the solar panels removed so it can be further evaluated. But our inspections are limited to the areas of the roofs that we can see. So this is just the list of all those components that you saw in the diagram. The framing part of it, like we talked about, the ridge board and the decking, all that stuff you would find on the termite inspection report or the home inspection report. You wouldn't necessarily see that on the roof report, as it just pertains to the roof covering itself. So, but this is the overall, layout of what a roof looks like if you took it apart. I think that was it for this one. Yeah. Okay. So, should we go back into the report, or do you want to go into the video?
I think let's go into the video real fast.
Okay.
That way everybody gets a visual, and then we can go into the report that will be a little bit more in depth.
Okay. So this is a 1-minute video based or about HomeGuard.
Walter, I think you might have to turn the sound up on that.
The volume up. I think it's just music. It's not really saying anything anyways, but let me see if I can get that.
Yeah, I think it's just music in the background anyway.
Yeah. Of course, by the time I find the volume, the video will be over.
I'll add a link to the chat. for the video.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. But yeah, that's consistency of the video. Okay. And we should have, that should be it for the video, right? Okay, we'll close that.
Right.
Okay. Okay, do we want to go on to the inspection report now?
Yes, I think that would be good.
Okay. Let me pull it up.
Quick question in the chat. Does that mean the inspector only uses the camera? I'm guessing the drone. Don't go on the roof in person anymore. So I guess the question is, do we still go on the roof?
Yeah, we actually,
physically?
we'll go on the roof only if it is safe to do so. We only use the drone if it's not safe to do so. If the roof is too steep of a pitch, or you know that the roof covering is sensitive to walking on it, or you know, if it's raining that day and it's very slippery, something along those lines. But every other time we'll go on the roof, or if the roof is too high to reach with the ladder, so we'll go on the roof then too. Let's see here.
We have a couple other questions here. Roof inspection price is included in the standard package. It is actually, I can answer this. If you do the home and termite inspection, your roof inspection will be free with us. Let's see, another question. Client just spent almost $30,000 for new flat roof, but still a little leaking. The roof company says it's because four-side wood on top of chimney is too old to absorb the water, not the roof leaking.
Okay.
What would you say this would be a true fact, or how would you go about this?
That's very possible. If they replaced the roof, but the issue is actually not from the roof. The issue is with the chimney itself. So it sounds like they maybe had a wood siding or something like that on the chimney that never got replaced, and it's water damaged or it's leaking there, can get under the roof covering that way. So it sounds like they would need somebody to come and address the chimney itself.
Another question, also on solar, how would you do the inspection when there is a solar panel on it?
Yeah, I think we just went over that. We would only do the inspection based on what we can see around the solar panels. We wouldn't be able to see underneath the solar panels because obviously they're so low to the roof surface. So, but if it does have a situation where we see some evidence of something going on that extends underneath the solar panel, there may be an instance where we recommend to have those solar panels removed so it can be further evaluated. But for the most part, we wouldn't be able to see underneath the solar panels.
Yeah, it seems to be a hot issue these days. Solar, I guess a couple years back was like a big hot thing, and a lot of people wanted to do it, but they didn't really consider the long-term, I guess, consequences here.
Yeah, with the roof. Well, the solar panels nowadays, I actually have had a few solar companies come to my door trying to sell me solar. What they do is they require the areas they're going to put solar panels to have that roof inspected before and have it certified before they'll put a roof or solar panels over it. We've had an instance where someone asked if we can literally remove all the tiles on the side of the house, replace all the paper underneath it, and then put everything back together before, because that's what the solar company required before they installed solar panels. So the solar company wants to make sure that roof isn't going to leak or any issues before they even put solar panels on.
All right, hopefully that answers your question. If you have any more, go ahead and put them in the chat, but we will move on to the inspection report.
Are you able to see the report now?
We can, yes.
Very good. Okay, so this is just an intro letter. This will come on the termite reports and the roof reports. It's just an introduction from our vice president on, so let you know we do repairs if you have any questions, so on and so forth. This is the First page of our report with our termite, or with our roof and our home inspections, we'll have a picture of the property on there. So you know this is the house that we looked at. So, and it's just a general overview. So this is obviously just sample reports. Yeah, they'll have pictures of real life situations, but they're spread out from different types of roofs, different type of properties. So it doesn't pertain to one actual property. As you can see, my name is on this report as I'm the only manager that can do a roof inspection. So I'm the lucky one to have this report. And that'll be the inspector. So if you ever have any questions for the inspector, his name will be on here. And that way you know who to address the questions to. And then whoever ordered the inspection, their name will be on here as well. So this is the scope of the inspection here. This is a general overview and some disclaimers and whatnot about what we inspected and how the inspection was done. That's the basis of the scope of the inspection right there. General description, this is the roof. This is what kind of roof it is. This is letting you know we didn't inspect any patio covers or outbuildings, or it may say we did inspect the patio cover and the shed or something like that. It'll say what we inspected. And if you look in this section here, roof, oh, not that one there, sorry. Roof work is what we deem necessary and is not intended to correct all material and or application flaws. So there could be issues with, other issues that are underlying that we can't see. So our inspection is just visual of what we can see. If there's something underneath that, it's not something that we inspected. So,
hey, Walter?
Yeah.
Question in the chat, is the roof inspection part of the property inspection, or is it an independent inspection that needs to be paid separately? I think we both know the answer, but I'll let you go ahead and explain.
Yeah, no, so we'll talk about roofs as far as it pertains to a home inspection. Now, a home inspector, they're just looking at it from a general consensus. It's just like the whole entire house. We're just looking at it as a general home. They do note defects in the roof, but they don't go into detail on the age of the roof or what repairs need to be done. That's more of what this is for. This pertains just to the roof. The idea of this is to make sure this house is not going to leak for a roof is not going to leak for X amount of time. That's what this is designed for. So it's a separate inspection that you would pay for separately, but if it was on its own. But like Anton said, if you combine that with home guard, if you combine that with a termite and a home inspection, the roof inspection is no charge. So, but we do standalone roof inspections as well.
If I may add on top of that, most loan officers will require a roof inspection to cover their liabilities. Yes. They can look at the home inspection and say, hey, this is great and all, but I need a roof inspection as well.
Okay, so we were at this area here, the pitch of the roof. So this is the basis of the roof. So it'll tell you what the pitch of the roof is. In this case, it's a 5 and 12, which means it rises 5 inches for every 12 inches of run, which is a pretty common pitch for a roof in Northern California. So then it'll give you a life expectancy of the roof. So 40 to 50 years, depending on the type of material. Some material, like most of your flat roofs, like we talked about, modified bitumen or the TPO or the tar and gravel flat roofs, usually only last about 15 years, maybe 20 years. Some have been known to go for longer, but that's the typical life expectancy of that. Concrete tile roofs, they have a typical life expectancy of 40 to 50 years because it's concrete. It's very resilient, so it'll last a long time. That's just the life expectancy. That doesn't mean that your roof is going to last that long. That's just the typical life expectancy. It could last longer, it could be less, depending on all kinds of different factors as far as weather and sun and all that stuff. So we give the estimated remaining serviceable life. Just tells you how long we think this roof, how much longer this roof will last. In this case, it's 10 years. So yeah, we give that life expectancy. And then just an overall condition. In this case, it was fair. It could be serviceable. It could be good. If you have no issues at all, it would be really good. So, and then we'll go to, this is the breakdown of the findings and the recommendations for the issues that we find. In this case, item number one, while they didn't necessarily inspect the gutters, they did notice that there is some debris in the gutter. So they'll just mention, yeah, there's debris in the gutter. You may want to get a specialist, a sheet metal contractor, to come clean the gutters and make any corrections that need to be done. But that's not something that's required in order to issue a roof warranty, because it's not affecting the water tightness of the roof. That's just how the roof or the water is draining away from the house. So rake to ridge intersection is lacking a proper seal. These are pretty common findings with a tile roof, so a concrete tile roof. They have different intersections that meet. There's different terminology like ridge and valley, but it's all tile roofs. Basically, with a tile roof, the waterproof membrane isn't the tile itself, the concrete tile. It's actually the felt paper underneath it. That's the waterproof membrane. The tile's there to protect that felt paper from sun and rain, excessive rain. And so that's why it lasts so long. It's the tile that's protecting the felt paper, which is actually the waterproof membrane. So you may have a cracked tile and water's getting in there, but it's just running off the felt paper. But over time, that felt paper will wear out quicker than it's designed for, because it's getting more water than it's designed for. So debris impeding water travel at the valley. So with tile roofs, these concrete tile roofs, the biggest killer of these tile roofs is debris, because debris will stay on the roof. It'll start piling up, and it will create a dam for water to just sit there. And then that water just eats away at the felt paper underneath. So you always want to make sure the roofs are clear of debris in valleys, at chimneys, and just general roof debris from trees and whatnot. So keeping trees off of the roof, that's always a good thing, because a lot of houses will have the trees right up against it, and trees are brushing on the roof, and they cause damage to shingles, stuff like that. So
I'd like to also add here, it's one of those things where you spend a little now, spend a little time now, spend a little money now, get that caulking done, get that cleaning done. Otherwise, you're gonna have like
bigger headache later on. Yes,
yeah, a $30,000 new roof you have to pay for. So
yeah, because all that stuff, it'll wear the roof quicker than what it's meant for. So that's stuff you want to. It's upkeep. A lot of homeowners don't realize how much upkeep there is with a roof. So an inspection every year to 2 years, you want to have done, just so with peace of mind, it saves you money in the long run, like Anton was saying. Common with tile roofs is the next one, number 5, is cracked and broken field tiles. They'll break over time, and it could be someone walking on a roof. It could be something, just the settling of the house that can cause the tiles to rub together and break. It's a number of different reasons, but they should be replaced if the break is too large, so water doesn't get in there and cause issues with the felt paper underneath. Little chips in tiles. If it's no more than 3 inches, it's fine. If it's less than, or if it's, yeah, so it's less than 3 inches is fine. If it's more than that, you want to make sure you get that repaired. More debris issues in this case, behind the chimney. Same thing, you just want to make sure debris is cleared from there, because it can cause water to not drain properly. 7, during the course of unsecured field tiles. Basically, just meaning the tiles, a lot of times it's in areas where they couldn't nail the tile down to the roof sheeting, because they had to cut the tile for angles or something like that. The tile will start slipping out over time with vibration. So it just needs to be resecured and glued back in place, so it doesn't create an area for water to get underneath the roof. Another common thing. Number 8 is a very common one as well, where this is actually the plumbing that comes up through the roof covering. It has a piece of flashing around it, which is called a collar. And sometimes where they tie the two together, it starts to crack. So we just put a rubber sleeve over it so it sheds water the way it's supposed to. The summary, this just breaks down what items we recommend to be done in order for us to issue a watertight warranty. So in this report, it's items 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we recommend those items to be completed if you want a warranty of this roof. And then it will give you a cost of those items right there. And with just about every roof company, you would see that roof company wants to do those repairs if they're going to warranty the roof. So it's not like a termite situation where you do an inspection, you can have another contractor do the repairs, and the termite company can come and re-inspect and then issue the certification. This is something that we would want to do the repairs, because basically at that point that roof is essentially ours for that year. So if there's any leak there, it's on us. So
like that as well. This is another thing that's different from the property inspection and the roof inspection. With the property inspection, we cannot bid on any repairs. With the roof inspection, we can. That is under California state law.
Yeah, basically with the home inspection, it's just information for the buyer, for the seller, to know what's going on with the property. With the termite, we're licensed by the contractors or the Structural Pest Control Board. With the roof, we're licensed by the Contractor State Licensing Board. So those are state licenses. That's why we're able to issue bid repairs on that. With the home inspection, there is no state license involved. It's just certifications from different organizations. So we're a part of ASHI, American Society of Home Inspectors, when it comes to home inspection, so that we're not able to issue bids based off of the home inspection. So, but just the termite and the roof reports. So then with all of our reports, termite, home, and roof, we will have pictures that pertain to the repairs that or issues that we find that need to be done. Most of the pictures are just, you'll have 1, 2, maybe 3 pictures per item. And it's just a general overview, just to give you a better idea of what's going on. It may not be pictures of all the areas where we have issues, but it's just something that, just to give you an idea. Like picture 1 is the debris in the gutters that needs to be cleaned out. That one's pretty self-explanatory. Picture 2, I believe, is just a general overview of the roof, just so you can see what the roof looks like from the top side. Picture 3, as you can see, the flashing there needs to be repaired. It's because there's a big hole in it. And then the same thing with picture 4, they didn't leave that sealed. So each report or each item will have that needs to be repaired, will have pictures that coincide with it. So you get, like I said, a better idea of what's going on. If you see picture 6, this is very common with the tile roofs, is you see the metal flashing there that the tile's sitting on. That runs down what we call the valley, and you'll see it around chimneys and skylights. That's what they install. That's like the channel for water to be directed off of the roof. And a lot of times, you could see there's debris in there, and that debris will cause that to dam up and water to run to where it's not supposed to go. The repair for this on a tile roof is you literally have to take the tile apart and clean out that valley flashing and put everything back together. So that could be a very tedious job in itself. And then picture 7, this is what we were talking about with chip tiles. So if the tile was, you see these chips are no bigger than 3 inches. If it was bigger than that, then the tile would need to be replaced. But in this case, it's a small chip, and it's not going to affect the water tightness of the roof, just because of the way the roof covering overlaps each other. If water were to get into underneath where that chip is, it would just run onto the tile below it and run off of the roof. So if the chip was bigger than that, it can run underneath the tile below it. So that's why we recommend really nothing needs to be done with that area there. Picture 8 is a broken tile. That's a different story. That one's cracked right in half and is just going to split open and cause water to run right underneath it. So that's usually a replace the tile situation. And then this one here, number 9, is actually where the chip, you might not be able to tell, but there is a crack that runs a little bit above the chip. So that's another one that would need to be replaced. And picture 10 looks like someone's growing their lawn on their roof. So yeah, that one, same thing. That's just debris that needs to be cleaned up. This is a common area behind chimneys where the debris gets caught. So that definitely needs to be cleaned up and gotten out of there so it doesn't divert water to where it's not supposed to be. Picture 11 is the slip tiles where it was a cut tile. They couldn't nail it down. So it's just over time started sliding out. So what we would do is we would put it back in place and then glue it so it doesn't go slide down again. And this is obviously an older roof and it's probably taken years for it to get to that point. So it's not an uncommon situation. Picture 12 are those collars, those plumbing vents that come up through the roof. That's where you can see the tear and the flashing there. So that's just a matter of putting a new seal, a new collar on there so water doesn't seep in between the plumbing and the flashing there and run into the house. And then for Home Guard, this is our contract agreement. This is basically just what Home Guard needs to be filled out in order for us to do repairs. It's the contract between us and the customer in order for Home Guard to do these repairs. And then in here, after all the tons of disclosures, it will give the breakdown of the items that we're doing and the cost of it. There you go. So yes, cost for these one, again, $11.20, and these list the items that we would be doing. Minimum service charge for us is $2.95. So if it's a situation where we found one small item that needs to be done, let's say it's there's one broken tile that needs to be replaced, it's most likely going to be minimums, like $2.95. But like I said, that anytime we do repairs like that, we issue also warranty. So you have the warranty included in that $2.95 as well. So
quick question on the chat, Walter. When repairs are done, we'll have another report. And do we need to pay for a new roof report?
Okay, I got it. No, actually, what we do is if on a termite or a roof inspection, if we do those repairs, we don't issue another report. We issue what's called a notice of completion. And what it does, it'll list the items that we completed and it'll have your warranty or certification on that paperwork as well. And there's no additional charge for that. All you're paying for is the repairs. It's not like a situation where somebody else does the repairs and you want a re-inspection done. We only do a re-inspection if somebody else does repairs. If Home Guard does the repairs, we issue the notice of completion and we send that, and that's all you need. I think that was it for the roof inspection report. Yeah, because this is just the rest of the contract between Home Guard and the seller.
Thank you, Walter. Would you maybe mind going into the requirements for the drone piloting program? How many hours they have to go through and all that? I always find that fascinating.
Actually, I don't know too much about the drone aspect of it, but yes, because we do it commercially, all of our inspectors are required to pass the test, and they do have to have a certain amount of hours in order to be certified to do that. I'm not, because I haven't done a roof inspection in I don't know how many years, but I don't do that. I haven't been certified myself as far as drone testing. But yeah, obviously anybody can go out and buy a drone and use a drone, but to do it in a commercial aspect like we do for inspections, because we provide a service, all of our inspectors have to be FAA certified.
Yeah. So when I was talking to our other general manager, he quoted me about 600 hours of actual training. So
yeah,
that was a lot of training.
Yeah, and he does a lot of home inspections and he's drone certified himself too. So yeah, I'm not surprised. It's just another state organization and federal organization that wants to make sure everybody knows what they're doing.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and kind of finish up here. We do have another question in the chat. Can I have an inspection report sample? Well, the nice thing here is that, yes, you can. And you can always find any of our inspection reports on our website, www.homeguard.com. For this one, I will send it over to Connie as well as the one sheet that we went over in the beginning with the picture. of the roof. That way you guys can do a little reading if you have some time this Memorial Day weekend, if you find yourself bored. And that way you'll know exactly what's going on. But thank you so much, Walter, for running us through the whole report. Love it, quick and easy. And I did have a $100 gift certificate last time that went to Paul Huang. This time for the roof report, if you guys need to do a roof inspection, I will offer a $50 gift certificate. Pretty much anybody who wants to email me will be fit into our raffle, and I will pick up a name from the raffle to give you guys a $50 credit towards your home, your roof, or your termite, whatever you guys want to do. But yeah, I will open up to any last minute Q&A. We'll wait maybe a couple of seconds here to see if anybody has any final questions. But other than that, I want to go ahead and thank everybody for joining, wrapping it up here. Remember that HomeGuard is your resource. We love doing these little trainings, you know, maybe a little shorter one like today, or a more comprehensive one, depending on what, you know, your schedule, your appointments are. We always love to have you guys come and join us. Thank you so much for that. My information is in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and post it one more time, or you guys can just look up here. It's my background. But yeah, looks like we don't have any more questions. I will go ahead and close out this training. Once again, thank you. Yeah, you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend. Any last words, Walter?
No, I'm good. So if anybody does have any questions, Anton's the one to go to, so he can get it for you.
Definitely email me. Come check us out. Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn. We're everywhere. Add me as a friend on Facebook, and I can also add you into the raffle. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Always a pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.